Alright, we should be live now. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, February the 14th, 2024, aka Valentine's Day 2024. How's everybody doing? We got, I think Stang was first in the house today with the comments. What's up, Stang 2007? We got Mods Kevin No and Jason Whitmer in the house. What up, what up, what up? We got James Ray. Luke M. Silver says, oh man, I'll try to catch the stream, but you know how the old lady will be. I know, right? Valentine's Day, I actually probably should have scheduled the stream this week for Tuesday instead of today because, well, a lot of people probably have Valentine's dinner planned or something with their significant others. So we'll see how many people show up tonight, but KL130 with the Happy Singles Awareness Day. I mean, all the candy's gonna go on sale tomorrow, right? So, anyone have a decent photogrammetry app that has OBJ file export? What is photogrammetry app? Is that something where you can like use your camera to scan around something to create a 3D file? That's what my first thought is without looking it up. I'm trying to make my warp drive struts for my case into a 3D model so I can print. I tried WideR but no free export. Let's see. We got our Flet in the house, Giant Robots. Craig Lilly, number 7th or 8th comment today. Craig Slackin. What's up, Donut Farmer? Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, Craig. Womps Block, what's up, what's up? Our Flet, resident tech drama enthusiast, says it's been a real slow week for tech drama because Lunar New Year runs for like from the 2nd to the 18th. Yeah, so I'm not sure what countries in Asia, but some of them just go on like longer vacation during this time of the month. So I mean, I just saw something that's kind of related to tech drama, but I don't really want to talk about it because it has to do with the death of someone. But I just saw it on Reddit like a half hour ago. It's kind of related to LPT, but let's see. Hey, we got John the Net Guy Reviews, who just had a video pop off that was featured on like Tom's Hardware and Gamers Nexus regarding some malware on a tiny PC that he was sent for review. What's up, John? We got Firestorm in the house, Riot Noob. Alright, we got Gnomed in the house with the how many? 50 membership donos. Jeez, Gnomed. I'm gonna let that play for a while. I'm starving, so I'm just gonna eat real quick. Let me know if you can hear the chewing through the mic. I hope you can't, but we'll see. I don't know how good the noise gets filtered out. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Gnomed. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. KL130, you have been gnomed, indeed. So this trip alert's gonna go for a long time. We've kind of got an open schedule today. Not a ton of things going on in tech news. At least like PC hardware, gaming PC hardware specifically. So yeah, we can just let the conversation go whatever direction and then we'll go from there. So in terms of like the stream submissions, if you guys do have anything that you want me to pull up, just go to the Discord, post in the stream submissions channel, and I can pull it up. But we're just gonna chill right now still, let people use the restroom, get their food or water, and just hang out and chat while these notifications come up of me dancing. What's up, Chris? How dare I pick a G tier GPSU? Did you guys see the new video I just posted earlier today? Around noonish time frame? It's funny because one of the comments I got, let me see if I can find it. That video. Oh my goodness, ads. Let me see if I can find the comment. We got Chris's comment right there. So basically, in this video, let me skip through this. Yeah, so in this video, in the latest $350 budget build, I used the EVGA 600 watt W1. It's just their white label, 80 plus efficient, but not like bronze or anything. It's just 80 plus efficient, the lowest efficiency rating that you get for 80 plus. And it's actually an F tier power supply. It's funny, so in the video, I explain exactly why I use it. We're talking about $350 here. So, you know, it's... And I couldn't find anything better for around the $30 price point, which is how much I allocate for the power supply. But I explained why. And in the comments, of course, someone has to bring up the fact that I mentioned upgradability because I use AM4 parts, but picked an F tier power supply. And I knew people were gonna call that out, so that's why in the video I explained it. But oh wait, did they change the comment? It was edited. How come it's not showing the full comment? But basically, oh, here it is. Yeah. So the person then continued to watch the rest of the video where I literally discuss why I did that. So yeah, I'm very aware when I make decisions when building PCs, like, if I choose a part that I think someone in the comments is going to complain about, I'll address it and why. But yeah, I think power supplies is probably the most nitpicky thing that people on these videos, like build videos, like point out, just because, you know, ever since the tier list became a thing, which it's been around for a really long time, but now people just have a quick source of like, oh, I know more than you because I can read a tier list and what you chose was crappy. So anytime I talk about power supplies, I always have to go into, like, mention in depth, yes, I'm using this tier power supply, and this is why, and I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to be able to use this power supply and not blow up my system and burn down my house. I didn't even realize EVGA made F tier. The thing is, like, let's look at the tier list. Man, like, let's look at all the power supplies in the F tier on the PSC tier list and see if there's any ones that we recognize. I mean, so from Corsair, the VS, this is actually a very old one, so you're probably not gonna see too many of these around. But like the N1, N2, W1s are the ones that I recognize. I see on Amazon like all the time. Like the Thermaltake Smart 80 Plus RGB, the TR2. Do they have the sources? Like for the EVGA ones, I don't know. It says replace immediately. I don't know if I agree with replace immediately. I mean, if they said something more like low quality, or I would probably agree with more, but replace immediately, I'm sure there are a ton of people using a number of these. Oh, cooler masterful watt light. I've seen these power supplies around as well. Like, unless there's actually been like notations here for references of these units, like burning down houses or destroying systems, just because the build quality isn't the best, I don't necessarily think it's dangerous, right? Like, most of the time, these power supplies that get low ratings, they fail when put under high loads. So if you've got like a 600 to 700 watt power supply, and a PSU reviewer puts it to like 100% plus load, and then it fails. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but to me, if I'm buying it used for a cheap price and I plan on only loading it to like 200, 300, 400 watts, you're well within like the realm of it functioning just fine. Extreme Zone 987 says, I had an E tier in my pre-built PC, but replaced it soon after I got with an A. But in the time that you had it, you might not have had it for long enough. But I know so many people. I have used a number of these W1s for friends and family that are still using their PCs, and actually higher powered PCs than what I used. And they've had no issues over the years. So I know that's anecdotal to me, but again, the tier list is nice and all. I love using the tier list for a quick reference. If I can find like, you know, a cheap unit and find itself on like the C tier or higher, I'll just quickly go without doing much research. But if I'm limited to the options I have because I'm trying to build like a super cheap build and I come across something, I'll take a look here, and if it's a low tier, like D, E, F tier, I'll try to do more research on it and figure like, do I really want to use it with the system, and do I feel comfortable with it? But yeah. Ares Game gets a bad rap. Yeah, they do. Let's see where Ares Game... So all Ares Game power supply units, all of them, and then Pi-Star, are they kind of like the same like parent company or like sister brother company? With different branding, but all their units with the 6 notation on the PSU tier list. What do we got here? Review sample manipulation. Okay, dude. Review sample manipulation is one thing. That's a very scummy thing to do, but I don't think that necessarily warrants it to automatically be an F tier. What else do we have here? Post review design downgrades. Okay, that's another thing too. You can send like, they can do scummy stuff like this. I'm not saying to go and support Ari's game, right? But if you come across a unit on your used local listing for like $10, some of these just don't matter. You're buying it secondhand. It has already been bought. Frequent component changes without significant differences in branding. Paid reviews. Yeah, so these are all really scummy things for Ares Games to do, and I'm not saying to support them by buying new power supplies. But this does not necessarily mean that you have to replace your power supplies immediately, because I actually know of a lot of people, like in comments and stuff like that, buying Ares Game power supplies and using them with, you know, decently spec'd systems with no issues at all. So it's one of those things, you can't just take a look at a list and automatically write something off, you know. Yeah, John the Net Guy says, completely functional power supplies, affordable, good watts. Yeah, I mean, I've used the Ares Game, here, let me see. YouTube, Ares Game, Nerd on a Budget. Let's see if I can find the video. Where is it? I think it's the $300 RTX 3080 build. It was for a build competition. I think the Toasty Bros did that as well. Yeah. Don't build this $1,000 RTX 3080 gaming PC. Basically, I used the Founders Edition. Where is it at? Where's the full build? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so what we had was the RTX 3080, which is a card that you probably actually don't want to use. Oh, you can't really see the Ares Game, but I think I used a 750 watt in this. The total system power draw from the wall was 566. So yeah, that's when you're starting to push it. Did I use the 650 watt or the... I think I used the 750. Oh no, I used the 650 watt. So I'm pretty sure in this video I said don't do this. Yeah, I mean the video title says don't build this. But I use a 650 watt and I'm pulling 550 watts from the wall. So that's when you're, you know, that's, I would even admit it's cutting it close. But this was for a fun video for a build competition. This was not me recommending people to also do this. Yeah. It's called the cultist list for a reason. I mean, I really do like the work that they've done there, you know, curating all the information. But what I don't like is people who look at the tier list and interpret it in such a way where they basically nitpick everybody else's choices for power supplies. What do I think of the EVGA Gold 600 watt? I'm not aware of every 1600 watt power supply, but I'll say this. I doubt EVGA would make a gold efficiency anything over 1000 watt power supply that is like less than C tier. Right? In terms of like quality of components. When you have specs like this or capacities this high, you rarely see companies like the thing about the tier list is they don't do it by wattage, right? So like any of these units, let me see, actually some of them actually do have the wattage. So let me see if I can find anything that's like 1000 in the very low parts of the tier list. Like so AeroCool, I mean, okay, yeah, so from AeroCool, this isn't too surprising. They're not really known to be a company that has like a reputation making power supplies. But for EVGA, like I highly doubt that there'd be many units above 1000 watts that would be like poor quality. It would be pretty hard for a company to sell an exploding PSU for liability reasons. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the worst case scenario. Off the top of my head, I don't remember like reading any reviews of any specific units or seeing like any Reddit posts or YouTube videos or anything like that of power supplies that all of a sudden explode or start to malfunction. Unless it's like a one-off, you know, issue for like a defective unit. But like of any power supplies that malfunction and have issues running at like 50% of the total wattage rating, right? I've never seen or heard of that. If you guys know of anything, let me know your source so we can look it up and look into it. But most of what I've seen, I've looked at plenty of low tier power supplies. It's all due to failing, usually when they load it like beyond 100%. Like protections don't kick in, stuff like that, but I'm not really worried about that when I'm running, you know, a 300 watt system on a 600 watt low tier unit. Worst case scenario, Gigabyte and Gamers Nexus. But even then, I don't even remember the details. How long has it been since, let's see, Gigabyte Gamers Nexus? When did it start failing? Let me see if any of these articles even 50% of they fail. Yeah, but what was the issue with that one again? Let's see. We made aware third parties concerned regarding potential issues. Tripping at high wattages when tested via DC electronic load equipment for extended lengths of time, repeatedly close to the 120 to 150% OPP trigger point. Yeah, so Gigabyte is now adjusting the OPP trigger point. So yeah, we're talking about like really high loads here. Which, again, I'm not excusing Gigabyte for the power supplies failing, you know, and having these issues. I'm just saying, for $25 in a $350 budget build, I'm okay with using below C tier power supplies. If you drive your car at 150 miles an hour for an extended period of time, it will blow up too. Yeah, that's a funny way to also look at it. It's funny. Here's the thing too. So Chris says worst case for Gigabyte's reputation at least. There was specific Gigabyte power supplies that had this issue, but once this happened, anytime I saw a Gigabyte power supply recommended or mentioned in a different YouTube video, even if it was with a model line that was completely unrelated with the one that blew up, I would see comments of people just piling in and just saying, oh my god, Gigabyte power supplies blow up. It's like, people don't understand that a company can make both good and bad power supplies, and like one unit, one specific model, or like a specific line of models does not represent the entire company's portfolio. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm going crazy, but people don't fully like dig into the details and get the full context before they quickly run off to social media and the internet to parrot whatever the heck they heard from the most popular YouTubers or reviewers at the time, just so that they could sound smart to some random stranger on the internet. I don't know. It is pretty frustrating. Yeah, that's true, Chase. Every brand makes bad power supplies at some point. Actually, let's take a look at the tier list again. Like, what is like do people consider like a good power supply company? I think Seasonic has a pretty good reputation in general, right? But Seasonic, I'm pretty sure, so they have the A12, what do they have? That's in the F tier. Seasonic, yeah, the S12 bronze, this power supply. This one right here, the blue box, S12 2 1. Related units have had what is that, under voltage protection, and this is from, oh my god, can we translate this to English? Where's the translator? English, please. With, oh, just because I have ad block on. Like, let's see why this gets the avoid designation. The S12 2 bronze from Seasonic. Okay, this is translated, so we're not gonna be able to find. We may not get all the information as clear. I'm trying to find like the specifically. Wait, is this even the right article? Oh, here it is. Conclusion. Dude, I don't even see the Seasonic power supply here. Why was this referenced? It said this was the source. This is the direct source I got from it. Well, that's the Cougar. Okay, Cooler Master. Yeah, where the heck is the Seasonic one? Was this article changed? This is what you have to do if you really want to look at stuff on the tier list and, you know, not just take its word. But unfortunately, I could not find it based on the references they gave, so I would have to look through. You know what? Actually, I wanted to bring this up. So that same unit that Aorus doesn't even, like, from Hardware Busters and, what is it, Cybernetics, he doesn't even rate it with, like, a tier list. People take his review and they threw it in the F tier list. Now, let me bring up the Johnny Guru review of that same unit. Let me see. If I can find it. Here it is. You know what's funny? Now, I'm going to bring this up because anybody who has been following power supply reviews and, you know, the experts in the industry for a long time knows about Johnny Guru. Johnny Giro. He was one of the most well-known power supply reviewers in the consumer space anyways for a long time. So, here is their review on it. So here's the EBJ 500 watt, the same one that Aorus reviewed, right? This is an older unit, so, you know, standards over time, yes, we raise the bar, standards get higher, but for its time, this was in 2014, assuming they didn't change like the platform or like major internals and stuff like that. Let's see, we can go and this is the internet time machine. Johnny Guru's website is like, it's gone now. They gave the 500 watt W1, the same unit that's on the F tier, they gave a total score of 8 out of 10. Performance 7.5, 8.5 for functionality, 9 for value, because these power supplies are freaking dirt cheap. Not anymore, power supply prices have gone up. And build quality 7.5. So I don't know, man. A lot of people do trust Johnny Guru. He works at Corsair now. He kind of like gave up on his website years ago, but and Oklahoma Wolf slowly like took over and started doing the reviews for a while as he transitioned out. But Oklahoma Wolf was also known to be a very knowledgeable and good at testing power supplies. They gave it an 8 out of 10. So we're talking about Johnny Guru giving this power supply unit, when it was reviewed at the time in 2014, an 8 out of 10. Maybe it'll take some points off because, you know, standards in 2024 are higher. But still, you got this here, and then you got the F tier on the power supply list, and then you got Aorus's review, which doesn't even have a tier, but he just, you know, mentions the pros and cons of it. Yeah, there's lemons in every brand and every product, unfortunately. I'm curious, whenever reviewers, you know, the people with the testing equipment test power supplies, if they do get a unit that has issues, do they buy like another 1 or 2 of them and see if they could replicate it across multiple models? Because how do you know if it's like a defective unit versus like a problem with across the entire line of the same product? I'm not sure if I've ever seen in a review that, you know, gave bad scores to a power supply that they mentioned, we bought another one just to see if this was a one-off defective unit or if it's, you know, a problem with the entire lineup, like of it failing specifically at a certain load point and stuff like that. So that's why I take the tier list with a grain of salt. I try to do more research if possible, but not everybody does that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Someone said, Toasty Bros seems to have good luck with Zalman PSUs since they buy them by the skid. Are you talking about in their pre-builds? Is that what the Toasty Bros, are you talking about in the pre-builds that they sell on the PC Bros, or are you talking about in their videos? Let me look at, let's just see where Zalman in general is on the tier list. Zalman, so we got B tier is their Acrylic, their Platinum. That's not a super common sight to see. Platinum rated power supplies in the B tier, considered mid-range. And then we've got stuff in the some more B tier stuff. And we got some C tier, and then E tier. I'm not sure. Again, it depends on the specific models that the Toasty Bros used. But if the worst that they have is E tier to avoid. I mean, I'm not familiar with every single power supply ever in existence. I would have to like do a deep dive individually on what they use. Thanks for the reminder, Kevin. Colin Hendrickson says, can you help me what I should sell my old gaming PC for? Sure. Do you have pictures of it or the full specs? If you can submit it to the Discord so we can actually pull it up, that would be great. Or yeah, I just want to see pictures of it. What you're listing and what the specs are. Sorry, I was muted because I was chewing on food. But, yeah, that's odd. OBS didn't crash or anything. The only time stream has ever crashed before was when it crashed. This time, it was OBS is still fully functional. It's just somehow the streaming button got pushed. I wasn't even close to it, and I don't have any hotkeys bound to it, so I'm not sure how OBS turned off streaming for whatever reason, but sorry about that. Yeah. Fernando says, is it better to sell your parts separately or the whole unit? Let me think about this one. If you're selling online, actually, I don't know. I would probably say selling it. I think selling the whole PC, because you can factor in labor costs, that's where you can make some extra money. Because if someone were to part individual pieces, they're gonna want to compare that to market value for each of the individual parts. And you might get stuck with like one or two parts that nobody wants to buy. Like, let's say a case. Some people just don't want to buy a used case because you can, like, brand new cases are so cheap. Why bother with used cases unless it's like super dirt cheap? And you know, a lot of times your case over the years and stuff, it gets dusty, and you get rid of the bracket for the PCI expansion slots. You get rid of like hard drive cages, stuff like that. You don't have all the accessories and stuff that come with the case anymore. So you're getting like an incomplete case with potentially like dinged up, scratched, you know, panels or glass or acrylic. So I feel like selling the system as a whole, there's value in it when selling to people who aren't familiar with building PCs, because you can get all the value of the parts added up, plus, you know, an additional 50 to 100 bucks of labor on top of it. And you could, you know, the value of Windows activated on that PC, it's worth something, whereas once you sell an individual SSD, nobody cares. They're gonna wipe it. They don't care about Windows or anything being activated. So I would say keep it as a whole, not only because you can charge for the labor of it being a whole computer, but because you won't be stuck with random parts here or there that people aren't as interested in. I would say the case, maybe power supply. I think people in the used market, when you buy a full computer that's working, you don't think much about the power supply. But if you're just to buy an individual power supply, you're probably gonna think like, oh, it's used. I don't know how much life it might have left on it. I want to pay less for it, if that makes sense. Yeah, use cases are probably one of the safest parts because it's not a complicated part, right? There's no like circuits, there's no capacitor, nothing like pretty much every other part. It's a dumb component, so to speak. The only thing is that it's big and heavy, so it's hard to sell online. You kind of have to do that locally. Tavian Sharp says, I got burned on a used case AIO once. The pump was broken and the case was missing accessories. Never again. Yeah, that's the thing about buying cases. Like I said, whenever someone builds a PC, they're gonna have extra components that they don't need at that time. It could be those little extra brackets. It could be like, you know how the 2.5-inch SSDs or even big hard drives, sometimes you can screw on those rubber things that can like help slot it in. People usually end up putting that into a box and then either getting rid of it or forgetting where it is. So like all the little accessories that come additionally in the box, just assume that they don't have it anymore. Haven't been up to date on PC parts lately, but was looking for M.2 NVMe drive. The prices are reasonable, but they were way cheaper. I talked about this in my latest video. We were seeing so many deals for $35 1TB NVMe SSDs, just like last summer up to like last fall. Now, you're looking at 500 gigabytes for about 35 bucks NVMe drives. And 1TB aren't double the price, but they're around like $55 to $60-ish new. You probably get them for a little bit cheaper used, but yeah. SSD prices have gone up. DDR4 prices has still pretty good. You're looking at 35 bucks for 16 gigabytes. DDR5. The prices seem to go up a little bit, but I think of, DDR5, DDR4, and like NVMe SSDs have definitely, from what I've noticed, has gone up in price the most. And it looks like people are saying that the prices are increasing into 2024. Yeah, so, at the end of the day though, it's still way better than what we were facing with the graphics card shortage, right? Like paying an additional 15, 20, 30 bucks for SSD or memory, that's when you have a bigger budget. When you have 350 bucks, yeah, that's a lot of money. But when you're working with like $1,000 plus budget, which is a very reasonable and good price point to build a PC, then it's, you could absorb that a lot easier. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I feel like power supplies also have been worse than the anything NAND related. Power supplies right now, I feel like compared to a year or two ago, are like double the price. Maybe not double, but like 50% higher than what they were previously. Like even E or D tier power supply, 600 watts now, are in the like 60 to 70 bucks when they used to be like 30 to 40. So Chase got a 2 terabyte Solidyne Gen 4 for Christmas for 60 bucks. Yeah, the 1 and 2 terabyte drives were going for so dirt cheap, especially like during Prime Day and some of the sales. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when the prices of memory was that bad. 2016, 2017. Was that due to the tsunami? I forgot what that was due to. There has actually been like multiple shortages, but the 2016 to 2017 was like because I had just started the YouTube channel. That was when I started to notice it a lot more because I was making videos and talking about it more than, you know, I would have otherwise. Colin Hendrickson, put the spec in Discord. Sorry I was away. If you can still help me. Alright, we're trying to see how much Colin can sell his PC for. What do we got here? Ryzen 7 20. Okay, I gotta move this. So we've got the Ryzen 7 2700. Did they make an XT variant of the 2700? I think they might just mean 2700X because I'm not seeing no 2700 XT. Okay, but that's fine. We know what they're talking about. An RX 590 8GB, 32 gigabytes of memory, 3200 megahertz, 600 watt PSU, Prime 2AB4 motherboard, something like that. Don't have pictures. So the only thing we really care about are these. I mean, yeah, maybe a high quality power supply might fetch you a little bit more dollars, but you kind of get an idea of the overall system value right here. So, I mean, a 2700X and a 590, 32 gigabytes of RAM, that doesn't add that much more value because 16 gigs is so cheap. I mean, to sell this, I'm thinking this is around a $400 to $450 system. I'm not saying that all the components added up is worth that much, but because it's a completed system, you're gonna hopefully sell it to someone who just wants to buy a PC that's in working condition. They don't have to build it, it just works turnkey. So you can kind of get that labor cost in there to get you into like that 400 to 450 range. Like with this is not too far off from the system that I just built and showcased on the channel, which cost me $350, but I could list that and probably sell it for like 400, for maybe 450 to someone who's like, you know, because like if I don't have a competitive market around me. But you have a better processor than what I used. I forget what the 590 is compared. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see, RX 590 versus 1070. I'm sure there's comparisons for this. I mean, so the 1070s are pretty easily available for $100 right now. So this is gonna tell us. So we're looking at, oh, the 1070. Okay, yeah, I thought the 1070 would be better. It looks like it's gonna be better across the board. Yeah, 590 is on the right, 1070 is on the left, and it is basically gonna beat it across the board. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking like $400. I don't know what SSD you have. I'm just gonna assume 500 gigs to 1 terabyte or something like that. But 400 to 450, start there. Yeah, TikTok also had deals at Christmas. I picked some of those up, or with the mine was I picked up either Cyber Monday or Black Friday. But yeah, I actually have not checked the TikTok deals lately. I have a feeling that they're not. What is it? TikTok Shop is what it's called. Do I have to be on? I have to be on mobile for this, don't I? Yeah. I'm not gonna hop on TikTok right now. CPU, okay, what was Mike talking about prior? All two of them, two are loaded, okay. CPU and GPU and mainboard prices are crashing into summer. So while high capacity flash and DDR5 are pricey, all else will be on clearance sale into the summer. CPU, GPU, and mainboard prices. What's your source on that? I guess we'll have to see. We're not even anywhere near summer yet. We're still technically, I think, in winter right now. So we've still got a good 3 or 4 months till we hit summer. But I'm not gonna complain. But I don't know. I don't know about crashing. Seems to be a pretty extreme word. Don't worry about jumping on TikTok. The deals don't exist anymore, lol. Yeah, I had a feeling that was just a temporary thing just to get more users to hop over and check it out. There was another website. I forgot what it was called. We used it a lot in 2017. But they would have like these crazy coupon deals. I don't think it was Google Shop. It was something else. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I would have to go back. This is when I was streaming with ComTV Lee. But there was a website where we would grab like a bunch of cheap graphics cards for. Actually, let me take a look at my email if I can find an invoice for it. I would buy like the RX 480 graphics card from there for power color. Let's see, rebate. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find the email. Google Trusted Store. Google Trusted Stores. Was that it? No, that was through Google. Yeah. But there have been other. No, it wasn't Woot or Slick Deals. Now it's like on the tip of my tongue. I thought it was through Google, but they would have these deals and like coupons for like first time account holders and stuff like that to get you in the door. But after you use that up, then there would be like no more deals or good prices. So Newegg still has good prices and gives a $20 discount for the first purchase. At least when I look at shop, it offers me one. Jet! Was it Jet? That sounds so familiar. Jet, let's see, PC, let's see, build a PC sales. I think it was Jet. Jet.com. What happened to them? Did they get acquired or something? Was it Jet.com? Let me see if I have the... Jet... Oh, can I find my tweet? Yeah, here we go. Wow. Dude, I love freaking Gmail. They save everything. So Jet.com looks like it got acquired by Walmart. Because if I click on this, it goes to Walmart. So it was Jet.com. Build a PC sale. This was 7 years ago, okay? So yeah, this is why I can't remember, because it was so long ago. This was like 2017, 2016 time frame. But this wasn't the specific. At the time, $140 for an RX 480, even though it was a 4GB model, this was like super dirt cheap. Yeah, they had these like extra savings, triple 15, multiple stacking coupons, and mail-in rebates and stuff. But yeah, it was Jet.com. Jeez, Chris, you nailed it. Did you buy a lot from Jet.com, Chris? Now I'm trying. Now I want to look up. Yeah, because I posted this. I found it because Gmail has apparently all the interactions with my tweets. So this was January 31st, 2017. Is this when I pulled the trigger on a 480? I'd buy it instantly if Jet.com didn't have tax in Washington. But there were some other crazy Jet.com deals. If for any of you who were, buying PC parts at the time when Jet.com was a thing, but it looks like they're long gone. All right, now here, I'm going to log into Twitter just so that we can go to the Jet.com history. See if I can find any screenshots or posts of some of the good prices they had back then. Let's see. Let me change the... What the heck? Twitter, why you do this? Sorry, I'm gonna have to blind you with the white screen. So, nerd on a budget. Jet.com. How many times did I post about this? Nothing comes up? Oh, come on. How about nerd on a budget Jet? Haven't seen a Jet deal for a while. Jet complaining about Jet taxes. There's some posts by Chris about Jet. Here's Ozzy posting about Jet. This is 2018. 1060 3GB for $199 for Jet. And I think this was during one of the mining crises, right? Where a 1060 3GB for $199 is considered a good deal. Let's see. Here's Lee. See, me and Lee were on them Jet deals back when we used to stream together. Anyone want an RX 480? How does 150 sound? Oh wait, no, he was just retweeting me there. So yeah. Here's Chris talking about getting an RX 470 for $158 with some coupon codes on Jet. Back before mining drive the prices sky high. Yep. There it is. I did want to ask one question. So, we need a poll because it's Valentine's Day. And I'm just curious, this is an anonymous poll, so you can vote without feeling embarrassed or anything, but I'm just curious. How many people are single versus how many people are in like a relationship or have a significant other or whatever? I'm just curious because it is evening time on Valentine's Day, and I want to know what the breakdown of the audience is for people watching the stream. And for those of you who are not single, how are you able to watch the stream right now without your significant other being mad that you're watching some nerdy Asian guy on YouTube instead of doing something for Valentine's Day? And you could ask me that same question too, as to why I'm streaming and not hanging out with Melissa or doing something with Melissa. But my answer to that is we're actually gonna go and we're gonna celebrate Valentine's Day on like Friday. I just didn't want to go out to a restaurant and stuff tonight on the like busiest day of the month. you know, everyone's gonna have reservations and try to go out and stuff. So hopefully not everyone has the same mindset and goes on Friday, because I'm gonna be pretty annoyed if Friday is super crazy busy because everyone pushed their Valentine's Day plans to that. But yeah. In what says she lay here with me. So she lay here there with you and watch stream at the same time. Cool. Booth 732. I'm married for 15 years now and I can watch because my wife is at work. Nice. James Ray, not single. The girlfriend is currently working, putting Cybertrucks together. That sounds like a cool job ish. Johnny Stash, yes, RX 470s are so cheap now. I got an RX 580 for $40, which isn't that common of a price, but 50 to 60 is a little bit more common. Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to use dark mode. I'm not trying to blind you guys, but usually there's a thing down here. See, it used to have one that said like freaking visuals or something. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. What is all this crap? Grok? What the heck is Grok? Yeah, see, none of my settings has, like, where's the accessibility display? Jeez, there it is. There you go. Sorry about that. This display used to be quick access over here. Unless there's a setting to change that now. Keyboard shortcuts. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Yeah. But there you go. Now that we're done with Twitter. Girlfriend is playing cell phone games, hearing you. What did she say about me? Did she say that did sound like the nerdiest guy I've ever heard? We're both watching shows individually in bed. Okay, got it. I'm actually gonna hang out with Melissa. I might cut this stream short, like an hour and a half. I don't know when the last time or if I have ever had only a 90-minute stream, but I think I'm gonna cut tonight short so that I can hang out with Melissa for the rest of the night. But yeah, what's up, Hazard Me? What up? Joe P, married 42 years, will be together 48 in April. That is a long time. She is getting off work. Let's just say you were high school sweethearts, right? Even at like 15 or 16 years of age. So that puts you at like in the 60s. But to be together with that same person for that many years, that is a feat. That's relationship goals right there. Me and Melissa are coming up on 10 years together, but married 3 years this coming year, later on this year, but yeah. Johnny Stash says, no way, she can wait. Come on, longer stream tonight. Well, I mean, tonight's a pretty chill stream. It's not like there's a ton of tech news or like a ton of stuff to do. We're just chilling right now. We're being chilling. But, yeah. Yo, Chris! Did I not respond to you? Holy crap, I'm sorry. Last week was actually very busy. Chris, let me take a look. Yeah, I think you're... Got it, coach. I got you. Let me text you back right now. Yeah, thanks for hitting me up on stream, though. I totally missed your text. Your PC been acting up lately, getting a red light. How much we talking to upgrade this thing, or do we go full new? That's actually a good question. So this is a build that I actually showcased on the channel. It has a GTX 1080 in it with I know your SSD is like small as heck, so we're gonna upgrade that for sure. But you are an AM4 with the Ryzen 1700 or 1700X, so we can. I'm actually curious to just plop in a new CPU. I'll show you guys what build we're talking about here. Was it $1,200 PC build? So this is Chris's build in the chat. One of my buddies from back home. If I can find it. Here it is. Boom! This is his computer that I built for him. Dude, I actually kind of hate this Corsair case that you have. If anything, I would want you to change the case. But yeah, we're looking at specs wise. Oh gosh, YouTube without premium is so annoying. I'm not logged in right now, so that's why my premium. So you have a 1700X, 16 gigs of RAM. The Seasonic. That's not the S12 2. That's the M12 2. 620 watt. I mean, to upgrade this, you've got a B350 motherboard. We could just BIOS update that, throw in like a 5800X or X3D, and then you would. I mean, you're. Oh wait, no, you have a 1080 though. What's up with this list? Yeah, this is your build. So upgrade graphics card with. Why is this not pausing? Upgrade graphics card, processor, maybe up your RAM, throw in SSD, and you can keep everything else. What would that be? Maybe like $700 or $800, depending on how big of a graphics card you want. Yeah. Would you get the Noctua graphics cards? Nah, I don't think I would ever get any of the Noctua graphics cards. I don't know, man. I mean, I understand that they look unique, and Noctua fans, you know, they are like renowned for acoustic and cooling performance, but I mean, I'm good with normal fans too. It's not like the typical fans from any of the other manufacturers are crazy loud, or my graphics cards run hot. I just don't really like the brown look on any of them. Even like the brown, let's see, you know the brown Noctua base PCs? I mean, this case actually looks pretty sweet, and the brown would match here. What else do we have? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like this. It's not like this is ugly. These look nice. It's just not my thing, right? It's just a personal preference thing. Well, we've got, looking at the poll results of everybody who voted, we've got a pretty even split between single and not single people. So to all the single people, also happy Valentine's Day. You know, y'all can still enjoy flowers and chocolates. Yeah, Chris, I got you. Yeah, we'll figure out a plan to upgrade your build. Johnny, I have premium. I use incognito to browse, just so that I don't dox myself, and I didn't log into YouTube. That's why I do have premium on my YouTube account. It's just not when I'm doing streaming stuff because I'm not logged in. I share the plan with Mod Jason Whitmer. Like, I'm on his family plan, so I don't pay the full cost of premium. I don't know how many people he has on it. I forget how much we even pay, but whatever it is, I paid him every single year. I think this is only the second year I'm doing it with him. It's well worth it. YouTube Premium to me is like one of those things where I think people forget how much they use YouTube. I feel like people are so glad to pay for things like Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO, whatever, the Max, all the other streaming services. And when they look at YouTube, because they're so used to YouTube being like ad-free back in the day, or like less ad intrusive, they just kind of expect it to be free. But I don't know, I would probably argue that a lot of people who complain about YouTube Premium or ads on YouTube, they probably watch more YouTube than they do any of the other streaming services. So why are they so okay with paying for those and not okay for paying with YouTube? I mean, sure, feel free to complain about it, but then just pay for it and then be done with it. Grab however many people to fill up a family plan, and everybody pays like a fraction of it. It's worth it, trust me. You could also continue to use ad blockers if you want, whatever. I'm not gonna judge. Heck, I just pressed the skip button. It only takes a sec. Yeah, like, and even when they're, like, I don't know, because I use the incognito, like, all the time for when we do streams. I've never been served, like, a 30-second ad that wasn't skippable. It's always skippable after, like, what, 3 to 7 seconds or something? So, you know what? It's free content anyway, so. Drucifer, what up, Drew? I watch way more YouTube than any other streaming. I know. I think a lot of people do. They just don't realize it. Probably because, like, they are doing it from their phone or, like, abruptly, you know, not in, like, long spans of time, like when they're sitting down on the couch on the TV watching from other streaming services. The nice thing, too, is sometimes I just listen to music on YouTube because there's no ads, and I can, on my phone, put it, you know, lock the screen and the music still comes through. Apparently, that used to be a thing with YouTube, and then now I think it's locked behind the premium. But to me, it's worth it. Like, YouTube also serves as like a music streaming thing for me. Drew, are you on Jason's plan too? Are we on the same plan together, or do you have your own YouTube premium with other people? Oh yeah, so me and Drew right here, we're on the same YouTube premium plan. How much do we pay? I don't even remember what we paid Jason. Yeah, YouTube Music is great. I agree, and it's included with premium. So here's the thing. I'm not a YouTube simp. It's not because I'm a content creator and I want to get paid, right? Even if I wasn't a content creator, I would pay for YouTube Premium. We pay like $9 a year. Yeah, see, crazy good value. Oh yeah, I can't believe I didn't even mention Netflix, which is like the biggest. I just said Hulu and everything else and just forgot to mention Netflix. Anything can be found for free on the net. You just have to have questionable morals. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. How does everyone feel about? Here, we're just gonna ask a question. Let's talk about piracy. Music, movies, TV shows, games, etc. Bad. It's good. Don't really care. I've been seeing a lot of things pop up on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, how companies are starting to like make questionable decisions with regards to like the digital licenses and stuff of these games that we buy. Like, let's say when you buy a game on Steam, you don't actually own the game, you own the license to be able to play the game. They could end their services at any time, which leaves you screwed, right? So that's one of the arguments of people saying why piracy should be okay, because then you could own it. Or another one I saw was, if buying a game isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing, which I thought was kind of funny. There's two sides to that argument, but just first glance, I kind of would like to agree with that, right? If I'm paying $70 for a game and the company can all of a sudden, you know, shut down the services or cancel my license and say, nope, you can't play this game anymore. If they can do that, then you should be able to pirate games and not call that stealing. If buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing. Nerd on a budget equal pirate, perhaps? Oh, am I? This is supposed to be an eye patch. I don't pirate. Actually, no, I'm trying to think. So I'm gonna say that I pirate, but I'm not gonna say what I pirate. How about that? We'll leave that a mystery. But back when I was younger, especially in high school and even into college, I pirated like pretty much everything. You know, I was poor, cheap. TV shows, movies, games, like straight up. What are those? What was the like the biggest popular crack groups that would crack like any AAA game as soon as it came out? I don't remember what their names were, but I just remember a lot of them. Whenever you open up the crack file to generate like the key gen or whatever, they would have like really loud blaring music. But I don't remember any of the names. Won't lie, I pirate live football games only because it's streamed across so many different... Yeah, that is one of the annoying things about, like, sports. It doesn't seem to be super consistent unless you pay specifically for the NFL or whatever the heck their streaming services is. But if you're trying to watch some games, you know, randomly, sometimes it's on some of the streaming services, sometimes it's not. I forgot which one. We got the Super Bowl. Oh yeah. Was the Super Bowl just this past weekend? It was, right? That's something big that I just totally forgot to talk about. What day was that? I mean, I know it was on Sunday, but it does not feel like it was just 4 days ago. Whoever was rooting for the Chiefs, congrats, and whoever was rooting for the 49ers, I'm sorry for your loss. But yeah, it's funny because Melissa, my wife, is a huge Taylor Swift fan. So Taylor Swift, because she's dating Travis Kelce, and you've seen it in the news and you've seen all the social media posts about how football fans and, like, you know, the true football fans, they hate what Taylor Swift has done to the NFL. But I don't know, man. If it's getting like a younger and female audience into football, then isn't that a good thing? Like, who cares? Don't hate because Taylor Swift has brought in more audience than whatever the heck the NFL has been doing for however many years. It just makes a greater case for buying discs. If they don't want us to own digital, or if they don't want us to own digital games, then the only games we really own are single-player disc copies. Yeah, that's true. It's just, I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I don't want extra clutter, unless it's like a specific game or something I'm trying to collect. But if it's just, you know, I buy games all the time. I don't want physical versions of every game I own. I only want physical versions of the ones that are special to me, like, you know, my World of Warcraft collector's editions and stuff like that. What was the game that I bought recently? Well, I bought freaking Modern Warfare 3 to benchmark, but like that, I do not want to own a physical copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023. Like, I do not care about that game. The NFL is rigged. Oh, that was, did you guys see Biden's post? I thought that was like the funniest thing ever. People freaking losing their minds over it. Let's see. Joe Biden, Twitter. Where's that dark Brandon post? I cannot believe this was real. Where is it? So the Chiefs won, and then this isn't like the official president's account, but this is still his account. I don't know. I would doubt that he actually posted it. He probably has some staffer or someone else managing his account. But the fact that he actually posted this huge photo with the dark glowing eyes and said, just like we drew it up at the end of it, I thought this was the most hilarious thing in the world. Like, it's because it is so out of character for a boomer like Biden to post on something like on social media. But yeah, I had to like double check to see if it was real, and it was. And apparently people liked it too, because the interactions it got seems pretty high. But yeah. Yeah, I know he's not the one tweeting that, but the fact that it was tweeted and not taken down, like, he had some say for it to be able to be tweeted and to be kept up, is the thing. Obviously, he's not tweeting that. Yeah, seriously, there are more important things. Dude, there's always more important things. I think that's one of the things that I've started to notice on social media. On, like, you can post about the important things all day, and as soon as you just post something else that's more lighthearted or funny, people will still, you know, complain. So, I mean, yeah, I do agree. There's other things going on in the world, but if that's the case, then you need to criticize pretty much everybody for posting anything that is not serious and about, you know, conflicts worldwide and stuff like that. Anything that we ever talk about this stream, talking about PC hardware when there's freaking war going on, like, what are we doing here? There's way more important things. I completely agree, but why are we even here instead of doing something about it, right? There are not many games that I go back and play after I beat them. Multiplayer games, maybe. I think it's more, yeah. Wait, you play multiplayer games more? I feel like people like to do reruns of single player games, especially older ones. One of the most interesting and boring... what did you guys think about the halftime show, actually? So, I knew... Because Usher and roller skating has been popping up on YouTube Shorts and TikTok and stuff. So, I like knew he was going to roller skate. I was just a little bit disappointed that his roller skating session was pretty short. It was a very small segment of his halftime show. But being someone who, you know, grew up... I was born in the tail end of the 80s. But grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. Basically, the Usher halftime show was like made for millennials like me. You legit freaked out when you saw Luda? Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of expecting Justin Bieber to go on stage too, but looks like he did not make that happen. Alicia Keys had a big voice crack, which apparently when they uploaded it, they changed the audio, is what Melissa told me. Because we noticed it when we watched it live. She had a huge voice crack at the start of her song. I didn't like... Here's the thing. Halftime show and the music and the artists that they choose, people are never going to agree on it, right? Like, a couple of years ago, they had the old school rappers come on. There's people who just simply don't like hip-hop and rap music. Usher's more of an R&B and hip-hop artist. There's people who don't like his music. But then if you were to put like rock music or freaking country music, there's going to be a huge population that complains about that too. So you're never going to make everybody happy. I think it's more of looking at what effort was put into like the show and the showmanship of it rather than actually liking the music. Because yeah, I would agree. There are some years where they put on music that I just simply do not care about. But you can still appreciate the show for what it is rather than, you know, the music genre. Yeah, so you got some people saying they don't like the halftime show, and then some people saying Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon is one of the best halftime show combos in a long time. Yeah, so no one's gonna agree there. I didn't like the football in the Super Bowl. You're just... Yeah, some people are just there for the commercials. There were some years where I felt like that as well. IP, I play games. Can I please have a PC, please? I need a new one. I've had the same one for like 4 years and not change anything. No. I don't give... Actually, I'm curious though. I'm going to entertain this question. What is the specs of your PC that you want a new one for free from me for? The Usher and Alicia Keys thing broke the internet. It was crazy. It was kind of expected though, because they did have like, you know, that working relationship back in the day. Danny, do you play Madden? No, I never played Madden. I played so much NFL Street though. I like NFL Street a lot. Just because it's kind of ridiculous and you can just throw like Hail Marys and do ridiculous catches and stuff. Madden's a little bit too real for me. It's like way more of a difficult game to play. So like I much prefer like NFL Blitz or NFL Street to actual Madden. You don't know what the specs of your PC is. I can even run Fortnite. You can't even run Fortnite. I think you should put a little bit more effort into researching what you have in your PC before going and asking someone for a new PC. Like, I think being a PC gamer, as much as I think it's okay for some people to just have a PC and not care about it, but like, it also would help you to understand what is at least in your PC, so when you talk to other people or try to troubleshoot, you know what you have. I've done plenty of these interviews where I ask what people they have in their specs, and there are a lot of people who don't know what they have, but I mean, I think I should at least encourage you to learn about your PC. Jason gets emails to his business email basically asking for free stuff. Yeah, I got an email that was sent to everybody, like me, Toasty Bro, Scatterball, like every YouTube channel, like medium-sized tech YouTube content creator you can think of. And they're basically like, can you send us PS5s, some PCs, like they listed out all this stuff. And if we couldn't send it, if we could send them a gift card. I was like, sometimes these cold emails work, but about 99.9% of the time they don't. You blame Mr. Beast? I don't know. I feel like people before Mr. Beast even became big, they were asking for free stuff. Yep. You hate PC beggars? Yeah, I know. Me too. I don't necessarily hate the person. I hate the act of begging for PCs. I hate PC begging. Maybe not the beggars themselves, because I don't know them, but it is very annoying when people beg for stuff. If Danny is giving a PC away, it's to Jason. I don't know about that. Here's the thing though. We gave away a PC recently. Now, John, was it because they asked for a free PC? Or was it because we saw it and said, or it was more of you saw it and said, I want to give you a PC? Which is basically how I've approached any PC that I've ever given away. It wasn't because they asked for it. It was because I said, you know what? I want to give you a PC and help you out. Huge difference. Anyone ever ate Mr. Beast food? Tried it once. It was not good. Yeah, so the Mr. Beast restaurants, those were known as what? Ghost restaurants? It wasn't specifically Mr. Beast making it. It was restaurants during the pandemic that needed more business that took on the recipes or the menu items that Mr. Beast wanted to sell and make them. So it would be your local mom and pop whatever restaurant making the Mr. Beast burger. That's why they were different depending on where you lived. And yeah, some were good, some were bad. But that's just a weird business model to me. I don't know. Like, why do you need a ghost restaurant when, for the most part, anything you want, like, you can get burgers and fries from so many different places around you that are like, you know, that are consistent. I feel like Mr. Beast or any type of ghost restaurant like that, they're very inconsistent. And they might not have like the special tools or knowledge to make a quality, let's say, buffalo wings or burger or whatever special menu item. Yo, what if there was a channel called Mr. Nerd though? What if? Do I know anyone in my life who isn't a child that actually watches Mr. Beast? There was a point in time where, so I never watched Mr. Beast like, oh my god, new Mr. Beast video, but I have seen Mr. Beast videos. I think there's a big difference there, right? I have seen Mr. Beast videos. but I've never consistently or regularly watched him. Yeah, I don't personally know anyone who really watches like Mr. Beast religiously. I think for the most part, they might see the thumbnail that looks ridiculous and overly saturated and fake and clickbaity, and they click on it and it's kind of interesting, but yeah, I don't really know. Mr. Nerd sounds like the NVIDIA version of Mr. Beast. Flavored thermal paste. I don't know about that one. Hot thermal paste. Doesn't Mr. Beast still... I actually don't know. I haven't watched a Mr. Beast video in a long time. The thing about Mr. Beast is, like, the last time I tried to watch one of his videos, he has a thumbnail and title, like, running a train into 10 buildings and seeing how far it goes, right? But that ends up being such a small segment of the video. I feel like nowadays all his videos are like 10 crazy ideas with only one of them being representative of the title and thumbnail. So it's just like, what the heck am I even watching? It's just a bunch of money spent to get like a crazy reaction out of the viewers. Which, I don't know, it seems to work because he doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing down, but yeah, I think like that is a very targeted demographic of viewership. He has conquered the YouTube algorithm. I feel like once you're the size of Mr. Beast and you beat the algorithm, he could post a video of him sitting there staring at the camera saying nothing for like 10 minutes straight, and he'll get the same viewership as all his other videos. It gets to the point where it doesn't matter what he posts because it is coming from the Mr. Beast channel with his face on it. He should probably do that. It's like way lower effort and it'll get just the same amount of monetization. He could probably slap some sponsors on it. Yeah, why doesn't he do that? I'm so brave for using an F-tier power supply. I don't know about that. It's more of, I normally would have just used it and said, hey, this was a cheap power supply, but knowing the climate of the PC community these days, people are gonna freaking throw a fit and raise their pitchforks if I don't, you know, explain it in an additional 2 extra minutes in the video why I use an F-tier power supply. So, yeah. Had this been back in 2016 or 2017, I would have just not said anything extra. I would have said $25, 600 watt power supply. It works. Thoughts on the 4070 Super versus 7800 XT? Let me see. What are the 4070 Supers actually going for right now? Why am I going to YouTube? I meant to go to Newegg. What are their actual street prices? So we're looking at $550, 10% more than a 7800 XT. Performance wise, the 4070 Super, I think it edges out, right? The 7800 XT. So, I mean, do you care about 16 gigabytes versus 12 gigabytes? I personally think 12 gigabytes of VRAM is fine. Wait, no, this is the 4070. Where's the Super? I knew something looked off. Why, when I type in 4070 Super, you don't give me actual 2070 Super? There it is. Yeah, I know. That looked a little too cheap. Yeah, so looks like this is the lowest price. So yeah, it hasn't really moved in price. I mean, I guess we shouldn't expect it to. It's still relatively new. So we're looking at like a 20% markup in what is the performance difference between the two. 4070 Super is slightly better, but I don't know by how much. I don't think it's better by more than 20%. So, I mean, between the two cards, I think you could be justified in buying either or, right? I don't think anyone who buys a 4070 Super, the 4070 Super of the cards that were released, is like one of the better value cards from Nvidia of the last however many releases they've had. So just because it's, you know, about 20% more than the 7800 XT in terms of price, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because people who want Nvidia want it for a reason. Poop Lord. Power supply tier list really making people buy $200 overkill PSUs for the system. Yeah, I mean, again, if you're buying like a $3,000 PC or something, then yeah, that makes sense. But that's why, like, even when I build $1,000 systems, I'm okay with using a C tier power supply, because the difference between like a C and A tier for a 600 watt unit, you're looking at like 60 versus 100 to 120 bucks. That A tier comes at a premium. I don't know. To me, for a 600 watt power supply, just spending 120 bucks, it just seems like it's so unnecessary. Like, what is it gonna do better aside from efficiency and then like slightly better like ripple and stuff like that? I don't think, like, if it has any better protection, it's gonna make, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna make a difference. Like, if you're comparing maybe A to F tier, maybe. But from A to C tier, for the majority of people, I don't know, man. I feel like people can easily overspend on their power supply, and they do. As long as the PSUs has all the safety features, it's good enough for you generally. But what if one of the safety features does not trigger at 130% of the, you know, total applied load of the capacity of the power supply? Like for 600 watt, what happens if you load it up to like 850 watts and it fails? Oh my god. What up, the Pickler? I'm doing good. How are you? Come on, people, buy AMD GPUs because Lisa Sue wants a leather jacket too. How funny would that be if in one of her has Lisa Sue ever worn a leather jacket? This is what happens on chill streams. We're all over the place. Lisa Sue leather jacket. She must have. Yeah. But hers is short sleeve. Have they only been short sleeve? This one doesn't show. We're gonna have to look up an AI generated image. Now they're showing me leather jackets. No, she needs to get the exact same jacket. Does Jensen wear? No, he doesn't wear the same one every time. This one has a zipper. This one doesn't have a zipper on that side. Yeah, so it looks like he has multiple ones. This one's got the... no, those have shoulder things too. This one doesn't have the shoulder stuff, but... This one has shoulder stuff with no zipper. You're doing great. You never tune into the lives, but watch your vids. We're live every single Wednesday-ish. Sometimes I change the days of the week, but if I do, I usually do it ahead of time. But yeah, here every single Wednesday, plus or minus a day, at 5 p.m. Pacific. We just hang out, talk tech, or just shoot the crap. Today we're shooting the crap because there's not a ton of tech stuff happening, and it's Valentine's Day, so, you know, we're just hanging out, chilling, answering people's questions and stuff. She couldn't afford the sleeves. That's hilarious. Wow. Don't do Lisa like that, man. Is the i3 12100 3060 Ti 32 gigabytes of RAM a decent combo? Dang. 32 gigabytes of RAM actually sounds like a lot for... I mean, the 12100 is still a very solid CPU, but it is definitely considered like very... more on the entry-level side of things. And then the 3060 Ti is, by this point, is starting to become like equivalent to an entry-level modern-day graphics card. But not entry-level, but like what is right after that in mid-tier, like wherever the in-between is there. But yeah, no, those are solid specs. RAM is cheap enough that, yeah, I guess I shouldn't bat an eye that whether or not you have 16 or 32 gigs. But 12100 3060 Ti, I think that's a good combo. It's fine. I've never met Lisa Sue. I've met Jensen. I've taken a picture with Jensen. He talked to us when we went to go visit the NVIDIA headquarters. Me and all the other medium-sized creators, but not... never did anything with AMD. Am I playing WoW Season of Discovery at the moment? I have not logged on since Phase 1. So my character is still sitting at level 25 because I've been busy this last week. And there's no like hard commitments that I have to Season of Discovery. Whereas on Hardcore WoW, like I'm on a regular raiding schedule. So I spend more time playing Hardcore WoW and I haven't hopped back over to Season of Discovery. But I don't know, people are already complaining about Phase 2, so I don't mind waiting. It's like, I can probably get to max level and get geared out in like a week, probably, if I wanted to. So whether I do that now versus later on in the phase, doesn't matter. Thoughts on the Thermaltake fans that connect together? I think that's a really cool system. I hope every manufacturer... I don't know what the deal is with like the patents or like stuff like that with that is, because didn't Thermaltake, or who tried to sue who? Was it Lian Li trying to sue Thermaltake for copying their patent design of interclickable fans with no extra cables, or it was something along the lines of those, right? I mean, I welcome any company who tries to do that because I'm sick of having so many power or like connectors, RGB connectors and stuff like that. Like I really like the fans that can eliminate the extra wiring and connect together. Yeah. PDX LAN, yes. Hopefully nothing comes up schedule-wise between now and then, but I do still want to go to PDX LAN. It looks like I just have to buy tickets at the door. Is that what you had to do when you went, John? Like, there was no pre-sale of tickets for people unless they land, right? People who don't have reserved seats, they just buy at the door. Lian Li sued Thermaltake. Okay, yeah, so I got that one right, yeah. Steam is having a big... Steam... Actually, no. Talk about free games. There's a free game right now. Dead Island... Riptide. Dead Island... Riptide is currently free as Dead Island 2 gets Steam release date. So... I don't know how many people care about Dead Island Riptide, but it is free right now, apparently. It is free on Steam, so... I don't know. How old is this game? Whatever it is, it's free until... I'm just gonna go claim it right now on my Steam, actually. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but it doesn't hurt to add these digital games that literally... I don't know if it costs the company anything. If it does, like them having to track like your unique code to your account. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to just add free digital games to your library. There's no physical media. It's whatever. So let me actually add this. Steam, don't break down on me now. I need to get this free game before it goes away. This came out in 2016. When did the original Dead Island come out? It seems like so long ago. Yo, is the Steam store broken right now? Is everyone downloading Dead Island Riptide? Why is Steam not loading up? Like my actual Steam client. My library works, but the store doesn't. Yeah, that's true. Microtransaction strategy. Though, I don't know. 2016, was microtransaction rampant in games yet? Let me think. I guess League of Legends has been around forever, but I feel like even with League having microtransactions, I feel like microtransactions did not go like take a turn for the worse for a little bit longer after 2016. Dude, what is wrong with the Steam game store? Is anyone else not able to load into it? Man, everyone trying to download Dead Island. Dead Island 2 comes out April. I only briefly played the original one. Where's Riptide? How come it's not free for me? Steam Mobile is timing out too. Steam Store is acting very slow today. I've had issues. Yeah, okay. So, it seems like, there it is. 100% off. Nice. Add to account. Hurry before, boom, it's on my account. I'm good. I got a game that I will never play. Yes, it is free right now. It is free. I don't know. What did this game get on the ratings? Dead Island Riptide. Let's see. It got reception 61 on Metacritic. In the 60s. Edge, Eurogamer, GameSpot gave it a 4. Game Informer gave it an 8 out of 10. Man, these are very different reviews. IGN 7.2. Okay. I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know what source I quote unquote trust from game reviewers. I'm trying to think if I like any games that any of these outlets completely crapped on. Doki Doki Literature Club is free on Epic, is it really? Yeah, Dead Island Riptide. Let's see. Yeah, 2013. Jeez. So when did the original Dead Island come out? I can't believe these games are this old. It definitely makes me feel old. Steam is doing a major update, I heard. Dude. I've had Steam break on me on multiple occasions. Where it gets stuck trying to update. And like, you can't get out of that loop. I basically have to reinstall Steam. That's happened to me on multiple occasions. It's kind of annoying. Sugar Daddy says, not sure if you remember me from last stream. You asked about the 7600 XT Hellhound. You already went ahead and ordered it and it's arriving next week. Nice. Where are you buying it and where are you located? Where it's taking a whole week? I feel like with Newegg or Amazon, for the most part, I guess Best Buy has pretty slow shipping. But yeah, Newegg and Amazon are pretty good about that 2 to 3 day. Even if you don't have like Prime, because you're spending like hundreds of dollars, they give you free shipping at a decent speed. Have I played Buckshot Roulette? I have not. Super cheap and fun game. Is it free? Oh wait, what the? Is this a Flash game? Tabletop horror game that attempts to redesign and implement Russian roulette, replacing the revolver with shotgun. Okay. Wait, what? You can buy it for $120, but you can also play it online without the download. I've not played this. Dude, I went down memory lane and looked up a whole bunch of Flash games that I used to play back in the day. Newgrounds. Do they still do Flash games? Flash is dead, right? What does Newgrounds even do anymore? We got a $5 super chat from Game6 Clay. Thanks for the super chat. What do we have here? Hey Danny, when I have the e-course enabled on my i5 14600KF, my temps are at like 85 to 90 degrees, but when they aren't, it's like 50 to 55 C. What could be the issue? What cooler do you have on it? Also, what methods are you using to test it? The Russian roulette version of the game got banned on Steam. Why? I feel like there's violence and stuff all over Steam. I mean, you should be able to have your E-cores enabled. Why the temps are running like that? I've not run into this issue using any processors with E-cores. You've got a 240mm AIO. You're saying with the E-cores disabled, when you're putting a full, like 100%, every single core fully loaded up, you're only getting 50 to 55C on your 14600K app. That's a huge difference. You're talking about like a 35-degree difference there. Possible not full thermal paste coverage on the IHS. I mean, if you're using a 240 AIO, I'm assuming you're using like the stock stuff that usually comes on it. That explanation would make sense, Tavian. If you don't have the bracket, I don't know though, 35 degrees, that seems a little more extreme than just like not having one of those LGA 1700 brackets or insufficient thermal paste coverage. That's like stark difference. Anybody have any ideas for this one? Without like having the PC in front of me, being able to go through to test it and to like physically look at it, I can't think off the top of my head that I've not heard of anything like this happening with the E-cores on the newer Intel chips. You have an ID cooling 240mm AIO. Yeah, I mean, you've got a budget AIO, but that's not really my concern. And you're using the cam software. Are you monitoring your pump? And so if you have proper, thermal paste coverage, and you don't have any weird curvature or bending on like your motherboard or the retention bracket. The only other thing I can think of is, because you mentioned NZXT cam software, unless there's some weird interaction that NZXT cam does not want to run your pump or fan speeds as high because the E-cores are disabled versus being enabled, I would retest using whatever program you usually test that puts all core workloads on both scenarios, and also monitor your fan speeds and your pump speeds and seeing if anything weird is going on there. I don't know. I mean, you're using any piece of software that you use to control that stuff could affect it. So that's my best guess at it. Like, maybe try testing both of them with fixed pump and fan speeds and seeing what your results are, because yeah, your problem sounds very very unique and not like a widespread thing. I think if this was a huge problem, more people would have reported and we would have heard about it. Yeah, you can use hardware info. That's what I usually use. You can go get it from hardware info. What is the website? hardwareinfo.com. So grab this, and basically once you download this, if you take a look at the you can just look with the sensors only. Dang it, I'm just trying to look for a picture of it. But yeah, this will tell you can like look at everything here. You can look at individual cores and threads, clock speeds, temperatures. Just make sure your two testing scenarios with the E-cores on and off have the same, everything else. Like, look at what the clock speeds are. Look at what the loads are when you do. I don't know what test you're using to apply a load to it, but look at the fan speeds and pump speeds. I think that might be the issue. Patrick C, just watched the LAN party video. Great vid, thank you. Unfortunately, the next LAN isn't happening until like April, so we still got a while out until the next one. I was thinking about hitting up LTT and seeing if they wanted to sponsor with like some water bottles and stuff. I think Colton would, or Nick actually. Nick, he's like the merch store guy, right? I think he would probably be down for that. Just put together a little quick email presentation pitch saying, I will give an ad spot to lttstore.com for some water bottles and lanyards for my friends. Is the RM750E a good power supply? Yeah, the RM and the RMX, RME Corsair units are like A, B tier. Yeah, they're good. What's a cheap AIO for the Ryzen 5 7600? I built my PC and need a CPU cooler. I need it in CAD for an okay price. Dude, I mean, for the most part, I think I think MSI was the only one that I recently heard about having like, what's it called? Like build up in the pump block, but just, you can pick whatever AIO you want based on your budget and your preferences on aesthetics. Most AIOs are going to perform way better than, you know, cheap coolers. Get a 361 if you want a significant amount of performance increase over a tower cooler. But yeah, either 280 or 360, and any of the brands are fine. I don't know all AIO performance off the top of my head. You would have to like look up a video of a roundup for that. But I personally would be comfortable with using like an ID cooling, you know, friggin' $40 or $50 240 AIO. I think people are burdened with too much choice. There's so much of every single component, we've talked about this before, available, and people don't know what to choose. Most of everything out there is fine. This is what you do if you're trying to look for hardware. You find something that's in your price range, just to say, you know, it's an AIO. You type that into Google, and you see if there's any product recalls or any glaring performance issues, like from multiple users. If not, then it'll be fine. I mean, if you're really trying to min-max your dollar per performance there, you're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper and do research. But for the most part, like 90% of everything out there will be fine for 90% of the people. Like here, I'm just gonna go, let's go to Amazon. We're gonna look at AIO. We're gonna look at 360 AIO to see what the cheapest one is. This is an example of what you could do. 360 AIO, sort by lowest price. What is the cheapest one we could find? 360, we've got Enermax Liquid Max 3. We're looking at, oh, look at this Thermalright. Thermalright 360 AIO for $52. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, I've never used this thing. But what we do is we Google the name. And we take a look at, let's see what people are, 55 bucks. If you prefer ARGB, okay. Like, what are people talking about this? Satisfied with it so far? No issues. There's a weird gurgle noise at startup. Oh, but that could be with me, with the tubes being bent. I mean, come on, guys. We're talking about a 360 AIO here for $52. At this price, buy now. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. At this price, buy now and think later, or think of use later. But this has a 3.5. There's only 3 ratings, so I don't know how much. This is one of those products. I don't know if this is new or not. I'm actually surprised at this price. There's only 3 ratings on this, which is what skews this. It looks like there's one person that voted it 1 star, which is heavily skewing the rating. The other 2 users gives it 5 stars. I personally don't really trust Amazon reviews at all. I would rather read people's personal experiences on forums, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube comments. But like just not even knowing this AIO or ever using it, I would buy this and put it in my own personal system. And you know what? If it has issues, it's gonna probably come up for the most part sooner rather than later. I guess pump duration or like the longevity of the pump could be an issue long term, but I don't know, man. I would be willing to take a gamble on this. DE says use Thermalright for years, no issues. Magnus says this is a new product. Okay, wait, is it that new? This is the, which one is this? Frozen Edge. I guess the one that we're looking at here is this one. Frozen Edge, this is 2 months ago, so it's not like brand new. You would think that something that's been around for at least 2 months, if not longer, would have more than only 3 reviews on Amazon. But Amazon is freaking weird, the way that they like organize their reviews. So yeah, the Frozen Knot version is better. Let me see. The Thermalright Frozen Knot, do they have a 360 version? Frozen Knot 360. This one's $63. But what if I want a white one? That one's $65. I mean, yeah. Well, this one has RGB, but I mean, do they give enough details about the pump, which is kind of what we mainly care about, to know that it's that much better than the other one. Thermalright has 4+ stores on Amazon. Vet this product. Yeah, so I mean, we could click this and let's see what the vet bot says. So this was $69-ish. Now it's down to 65. So they only have pricing information. All right, let's see the key takeaways. Vetted was the sponsor of this the most recent video. Key takeaways: easy installation, good clearance, excellent. But I think there's only information on Amazon that they can pull from. Fans are loud, which you could always tune. You know, you have a 360 radiator, 3 fans. You don't have to run it at the max fan speed to get decent performance. You know, if you're running like anything like mid-range. Issues with AIO header on the Asus Z690. Okay, so this is actually really good that people bring this up. This is actually from the Amazon review that they're summarizing. Challenging to set up in a smaller case. Well, yeah, this is a 360 AIO. But that's kind of my takeaway with AIOs. Like, so many companies are doing them. There are a lot of competitive ones with low prices. If you can't find something that says stay away from this AIO, I would personally be comfortable with trying it out. Thermalright does well on AIOs too, at least the 240 in a recent review. Yeah, I mean, Thermalright is kind of like, in terms of the cooling space, for the most part, I've only really heard people say good things about it based on both performance and their kind of crazy low price. Should you get the 6700 XT or 7600 XT? The 6700 XT or the 7600 XT. I think I said that wrong the first time. Honestly, that's up to you. You can grab either or. I mean, the 6700 XT has better performance. But you know, maybe you care about VRAM for whatever reason. Does anyone mining out there? Because I remember VRAM was kind of a big indicator of how good a card can mine. Do the miners care about the 7600 XT? Oh, you said, yeah. Do they care about it? For being a relatively cheap card with 16 gigabytes of VRAM and an AMD card? Somehow we are already 2 hours in the stream. I did not end the stream early like I said it would. Okay. We gotta end within the next 10 or so minutes. So I'm just gonna hang out in the chat for the most part, like we've been doing all stream. And yeah, just answering questions and just hanging out. What up, Felix? I'm doing good. So you're saying you still have your 3080 Founders Edition. You want to buy the new 4080 Super, but you found an old 4080. And when you say old, you meant a 4080 non-Super. What is EN? What currency is that? Oh, I didn't know the euro was. No, is it EN? Is that good? Wait, let me make sure. Because when I think EN, I think of like English, because that's the 2-letter designation when you like try to translate a website or something. But regardless, I mean, I don't know what the prices are around the world. So what is the price difference between the 4080 non-Super you found versus what you can buy a 4080 Super for? You got to look at it in terms of the performance, or not the performance, but the percentage difference in price versus the performance difference. And ideally, you want those two numbers to be similar if you're considering both cards. You didn't know about the vetted extension till I just showed it. Ditched Honey, which never worked anymore. Yeah, so the vetted extension is actually really cool. Like, I've been working with vetted for a few years now. And like, even if you don't use the AI bot, they do have like price tracking history, right? So this is nice. And you could ask it like, can you recommend me similar products to this? So yeah, this isn't like just like ChatGPT, which is actually kind of stupid. Let's see. We're doing a live demo here. Vetted, don't let me down. So we're looking at this Thermalright Frozen Knot 360, and I asked it to recommend similar products, and it's saying the Arctic Liquid Freezer 2 360. It gets the best overall award, and yeah, the Arctic ones have freaking thick radiators. But yeah, and then it brings up other ones for you to check out, and you can do more research on and look at the price history of them. So the vetted tool is pretty nice. You know, you could, like, the average PC enthusiast probably could find all this information Googling it, but this kind of just pulls it all for you and does it without having to leave the Amazon page, which is pretty nice. So yeah, when Vetted wanted me to talk about this on the recent video as in the sponsor spot, I was glad to do so because it's a really cool tool. Nvidia beat Alphabet in Q4 stocks. Do you own either stocks? What Nvidia card does the 6700 XT compare to, and is it worth buying the Nvidia if it's cheaper? Yeah, it is the 3070. The 3070 kind of trades blows with it. Some game, depending on if the title favors one company or the other, they kind of go back and forth. And if the 3070 is cheaper, I mean, it's again, I think Hardware Unboxed and some other channels have shown that 8 gigabytes in some games at some certain resolutions and settings, 8 gigabytes really hinders the 3070, and the 6700 XT performs better. But I feel like in a majority of cases, especially once the games get fixed and optimized, it's not that big of an issue. But you could go with either card. I'm not the person to tell someone whether or not they should get Nvidia or AMD. They can make that decision on their own. Alright, have a good night, giant robots. See ya. The 6700 XT has gone up a little on the used market recently, has it? Shoot. $260, yeah, I mean, I don't, how low did these get? Like 240, 230, 240? Wonder what's causing that, actually. Thanks for the reminder, Kevin. Yep, we're gonna end in the next couple of minutes here. So strange that Windows tablets cost way more than a desktop. Well, that's what happens when you get, whether it be a laptop or a tablet laptop, whatever. Yeah, you don't buy them to play games. They're for like professional use cases. So you're buying it for the portability, maybe the battery life, and stuff like that. You're not buying it for its ability to play games. So that makes sense. Mobile devices will always either be more expensive for the same specs or for the same price, underpowered compared to their desktop equivalents. I'm not gonna answer that, Johnny Stash. But alright, that's gonna be the end of this stream, y'all. Thank you for tuning in on Valentine's Day. For all of you out there who have a significant other, hope you have a great rest of your evening spending that with them. If you don't have somebody else to celebrate Valentine's Day, then no worries, you know? Just work on you, you do you, and if you're looking for someone, they'll eventually come along. But I'm gonna go and hang out with Melissa now, so everyone have a great rest of your evening, have a great rest of your week, and have a great weekend coming up. I'm trying to figure out what I want my next video to be. I have a couple of ideas, but I have not decided which one I want to start working on next. But yeah, we should have YouTube short stuff coming out, and then stream next week, same time as always. So everyone, have a great night, and I will see you later. Bye bye.